Welcome back to another episode in the Tennessee Titans franchise. Today we're going to be taking care of the preseason episode. What we will be doing, well, just taking care of those 75 dudes on the roster. We're going to be taking care of training camp, and we will be shaping and forming our practice squad and of course our roster that we will then be competing with at the beginning of a potential 2028 season. So to start things out, we will now be taking a quick look at the roster just to give you a general idea who I did bring in. I will just be clicking through this rather quickly. Basically, I brought in Baker Mayfield to act as a mentor for Mike Kramer just to help him grow a little bit more. Players for the practice squad is what I also brought in. Here and there, these players look pretty solid and could actually be starters very quickly now. In other parts of the team, these players are clear practice squad players and couldn't hold a spot in the starting team. I also looked at some older players, experienced players, brought those in, someone like Monty Sweat, but then in the end I did cut him pretty quickly again because I just realized that I do want to focus on the youth side of things a little bit more. Plus we really have a very good dynamic with young players anyways. We don't really need that many veterans anymore. We don't need that many mentors anymore. And we rather have to figure out a way how to accommodate all the players that we now have on from free agency, as well as from our own youth academy, being the practice squad. So that's the team basically for the most part. I will now be taking care of one or two of those practice squad sessions. We'll be showing you how those go, but just sort of to give you an idea what happens in these. Apart from that, moving from week to week, simming the games, doing weekly strategy, choosing the focus players, and then in preseason in the bye week, I will be cutting the players down to the 53 player roster that we will then be starting or could be starting the next season with. Right, there we go. This is the first of the exercises. We're going to be going with pass skeleton. I chose this because we might get more points here for our quarterback. We're going to be using Kramer. There we go. And the target here is to basically just score a touchdown. We have to be very, very clever here in how we approach this. It's double coverage, which means there are more dudes on the field in comparison to our receivers. And we just have to try and make it into the end zone there. There we go. Some of these plays are plays that I know pretty well and that I also like. Something like this here, for instance. Look at that Palmer. There's also something like a sack timer, which means this is sort of a simulated time that it would take for opposing defenses to sack me. And we have to get the ball away on time there and score touchdowns. As you can see, we just earned bronze. That was pretty exciting. And yeah, we're just going through the motions here more or less. Just want to hit those numbers, of course. Almost a pick there. Defense is filled up with our own players. There we go. Just moving up the pitch as we would in a real life situation or a real in-game situation. Oh, we almost hit that one there. Come on, let's go. Looking at Burks, maybe a Rodgers as well, but Burks just is going to be my safest bet here since he's the most experienced player. Let's go with Palmer here. Good catch, hard hit, going down here. Next up, let's look at Rodgers. Maybe Burks doesn't really have, well, he might work out. Nah, coverage was there all the way. We have 10 more attempts to go through. Now we've got the inside running route, and that actually was beautiful. Amari Rodgers catching this one here. 2 minutes and 2.9 seconds to be precise. And this is what we got. We got to score 3,244, which means we get a bronze medal. We can try again, and I'm actually going to do that just to try getting a better result here. I won't be showing that. I'll just try and get something better here. But this is one of the practices that you can do. Alright, so spoiler alert, I didn't get another upgrade point here. Didn't get any better than that. We'll now just show you another one of those training exercises again for the quarterback. Just think that these are super fun to do. And actually a lot harder than they look most of the time. You can try and hit 2 targets at the same time, which is pretty cool actually. If you do that, of course, you get a higher bonus, you get a higher multiplier. I'm gonna try and hit both of these here. 1, 2, and there we go. Nice. We didn't hit it, but we got the multiplier up to a 3. There we go. No rings hit, so that puts the multiplier down again. And we're gonna go try and hit number square here. If you want to go for that one, a catch bonus is applied. You get way less points here, of course, when compared to more difficult exercises, especially if you hit more rings. That is not always the case. All right, so here we go. Ooh, actually I threw it past all the rings, so there we go. Next one is rushing attack. It's a training exercise intended for the running backs, and we're gonna go with JD Bradley here. The idea is to just score as many touchdowns as you can, run as many yards unopposed, and you're gonna have some protection from your fullback. That's number 81, of course, Josh Whyle helping us out here. And this was bad. All right, can we get around him? Yes, we can. Nice. JD Bradley moving as nimble as whatever you want to go here. Cheetah, leopard, something like that. There we go. Off into the end zone. I just want to get him some XP points to maybe help him along. Here's a toss. Now we get taken down. 4.24. And we basically move down the field here. Sometimes we get help, sometimes we don't from the fullback. Sometimes he's more helpful. Sometimes he's just kind of flailing around. Here he gets a block in. We move into the end zone. No worries. That worked really well. And again, let's find that gap here and let's just speed away. Kenneth Murray Jr. trying to catch up. But we're in 20,000. I think it's 30. And we get the silver. Oof. Actually pushing aside Kenneth Murray Jr. That's the power that Bradley has. You gotta love that, right? Multiplier is active. Taken down. We get some yardage, so I think as long as we get some yardage, I think we keep the multiplier active. And there we go. Silver medal. This is a training exercise for wide receivers. And again, all you have to do here is kind of escape the attentions, catch the ball, and there's that. If you get the ball inside one of these fields here, then you get more points, and that just kind of bumps it up even more. I really think this was a really fun exercise. There we go. Ooh, was it caught inside? I don't think so. We could try go for silver here. We've got the space here. Can we aim this one here? I think we got inside the 400 area here. Of course, the further back you are... Oh, that was bad. Alright. Shit. I also destroyed my multiplier there. Yeah, that's on me. Alright, there we go. We have to make sure that we get the ball away from the quarterback here as quickly as possible within 5.5 seconds. Otherwise, he's gonna be sacked, and that's gonna be that. So again, the silver medal here. This is the last one that I'm gonna show you. The other ones are all for defensive players, and I hate those. So here we go. And this is Glenn here. This is a 21-year-old player, and he is actually an X Factor, which is pretty interesting, if you ask me. This is a red zone drill, and you can kind of direct where you get the ball, where you catch the ball. He's 21 years old, 65 rated, and he is, by the way, a starter trick player. So that's pretty interesting here. We're trying to do those cuts here. So to make sure that the defensive player can't really catch up with us here. And again, just going for the 200 works really well. 2 reps remaining. We're going to go towards the left now, cut. And we're going to try and get him back there. We even got the 400 points there. That's pretty good. Again, just a hike over there. And kablooey, can we catch it inbounds? Yes, we do. All right, silver again. Right, so it's the final week, it's bye week of preseason, and now it's the time to cut down the players. We need to cut 22, and as always, I will be doing this in the roster review. It just gives a better overview of what we're doing. Will Levis, of course, our starting player number 1, starting quarterback number 1. Mike Graber injured at the moment. Baker Mayfield is going to be here as the mentor, and Donovan Williams is the player that we will be moving to the practice squad. I want to have a quarterback in reserves. The running backs, same thing. I like these 3 here a lot. George Chamberlain, that's a rookie, of course. He will be moving to the practice squad as well. Looking at this here, of course, we don't need 2 fullbacks. Will Doyle, I could see him taking over that position during the season, maybe. On wide receivers, looking at this one here, Grant Glenn. This is the young dude with the star def trait. So this is one that I'm really thinking about hard. Bo Collins, I did bring him in at a free agency. I just felt like maybe we could use him. He doesn't look too bad, 25.78. It's almost on par, but to be honest, I'd rather cut him and use the other player, use Glenn. Having 6 dudes here might not even be that much of a bad idea. We'll put Dale Jenkins into the practice squad as well. That just is something that makes sense. Having a tight end back there has proven to be a good idea. Jonathan McPhee, our Mike Gray. Mike Gray is higher rated, but Jonathan McPhee, of course, was a rookie that we picked. We would be putting him into the practice squad to keep him around, develop him. Just like the look of him. Mike Gray, for the time being, I think he needs to stay there for a second pass. Eric Carter, same thing. Let's put you in the practice squad. That's a rookie. Don't feel like cutting rookies, that's just brutal. Tyler Costa. We're gonna hold out on him as well. 23.68. Don't feel too bad about this. He's not really gonna break into the team anytime soon. Roosevelt James, that's another rookie. Let's move him to the practice squad. On left edge, I think we're pretty well set here. Neil Wilcox, that just works. On right edge, and this is a big head scratcher, I'm not really sure what to do here. I think Adisa Isaac is decent enough. But looking at this one here, Neil Wilcox, I actually want to have Neil Wilcox. And why not put, I don't know, Adisa Isaac behind him? For some reason, he hasn't really convinced me. But Mike Parks looks like an interesting dude, and I feel like he should be getting a start here. So we're going to be putting Adisa Isaac over... no, not Adisa Isaac. Neil Wilcox. I think we're going to put Adisa Isaac over there. He's a little bit older, and still he is approximately on the same level as Neil Wilcox is. So a little bit older, but not really quite there. Looking at the D tackles, we've got interesting players here. We've got Stefan Pittman and Carlos Ferguson, 22 and 67. I like the look of this one here. So we're going to keep one here. And Stefan Pittman, I think this is the dude that I'm going to keep around. He's 21, 65 rated, and I'd rather put him on the practice squad. Let him train up a little bit. Maybe he will take over, but for now, use the younger player here. On left outside linebacker, I will be using Al-Shaair as a backup player here. Glenn Sprinkle is a clear starter. Brandon Hartwell has been with the team for 2 years now. Alex Lane is a rookie, as is Kari Joseph, and they're actually not that far off. Kari Joseph, gonna move him to the practice squad. He's very young, so that works. And I will also move Alex Lane to the practice squad. Let's see what we do about Hartwell later on if we do the second pass. We've got Heath Garland, we've got Ryland Katz. Ryland Katz is a rookie, Heath Garland is also a rookie. We've got Mitch Burris here with a star F trait. So Heath Garland or Ryland Katz will be moving to the practice squad. I'm just going to be filling up the practice squad for the moment, unless we need to cut back there as well. 22-21, that's a good age for the practice squad. Right outside linebacker, Jill Peoples, there's a lot of interest. I'm going to go with Justin Patton. Marquise DeVoe, I do think that it's time to say goodbye to you. He hasn't really developed in a way that I feel positive. I just like this combination here way too much. On corner, Dylan Fletcher, we've got Roger McCreary, Terrion Arnold, who we brought in out of free agency, Christian Fulton, Matthew Applewhite, and Demarius Sutton. Actually, out of these, I think Demarius Sutton is the one to go to the practice squad, which seems to be full, so we can't move anybody there anymore. Matthew Applewhite, I think he will stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On free safety now we have quite a bunch of players. Chad Carnahan, this is the dude who has a hidden death trait, so you know, keeping him around does make sense. Miles Howard, that is a rookie. I don't think that keeping him around is gonna really help us, so let's cut back on him. Chad Carnahan, I want to put him on the practice squad. However, I think we need to clear out the practice squad a little bit first. So let's go over here, sort by position. All right, this works. 23, a little bit on the older side, but good solid fullback. These are 64 rated dudes here. Rookie. Yes, that is okay. But maybe we don't need 2 mid linebackers here, right? So I'm gonna keep the younger one. I'm gonna be putting Heath Garland, or releasing Heath Garland. Don't need too many of the same position, right? We've got the offensive line now. 1, 2, 3 offensive players. They're all looking exactly the same. I've got 2 that are scheme fits. Eric Carter is not a scheme fit, so we will be cutting him. Is he the same age? Let's just check up on that one. Yeah, they're all the same, man. D-tackle, I've got 2 left outside linebackers. Let's go for this first. Alex Lane or Kyrie Joseph. Gonna go with the 21-year-old here. And Alex Lane is gonna be released. I actually wanted to do that before anyways, but then I kinda diverged from doing that. Let's keep those 2 here as well. On free safety, Chad Carnahan looks like a good idea. Maybe I do want to check out Ty Walker. Can I put him on the practice squad? I cannot put him on the practice squad anymore. So Chad Carnahan will move over. I will be looking at his depth trait though, but maybe he won't stay. Calvin Jordan and D'Angelo Irons. Calvin Jordan, was he the dude? Because I found one that had a star depth trait. No, it's not him. All right. I think I will be letting go of him and keeping D'Angelo Irons. That's the star depth player. Exactly. So yeah, we're going to keep him. Now we're going to be counting Calvin Jordan, even if he doesn't look too bad. Let's just release you. There we go. We've got 2 extremely good players, and you know, just developing D'Angelo Irons would make sense. We might need him at a later point in time. So where are we in the player cutting process? Let's just see. 57 out of 53. We need to cut 4 more players. All right, let's do that together here. Quarterback set, running back set, fullback, wide receivers. I'd really like to keep Grant Glenn around, just to see where this can go. Looking at the tight ends, this is okay. Mike Gray, definitely a dude that is older and certainly not one that I will keep around. What's next here? At center, we've got 3. I think it cost us the same thing. 23-year-old. It's not really somebody that I want to keep around. I can't put him onto the practice squad anymore, so we'll just cut him. Right guard, Graham Barton. Right tackle. On left edge, we're going to keep these in here. I don't feel too bad about James Houston, to be honest. Adisa Isaac, I just gave him a big deal to be my starter here. He'll have to battle it out with Neil Wilcox. I don't feel horrible about this. Going to be using Mike Parks here on this position. On D-tackle, I'm looking pretty good. Brandon Hartwell, you are up for scrutiny, my man. 24 and 70. My starter is 26 and 84. So I do think that we're going to be releasing you. And I think with that we have met the target now. Looking at that, I actually feel pretty happy with what we have here now. I think we just managed to get all of these cuts on. We still need to cut one more. Alright. I think we can add one more to the practice squad, and that is exactly what we'll do. We'll be taking a look at where did he go? Who do I want to cut? Actually, I don't want to cut anyone, but I will be putting one of those cornerbacks onto the practice squad. Both are looking pretty much the same. One is a little bit better, so I'm just going to keep the better one around. And I cannot fill the practice squad anymore, so let's just take a quick look there. Who's the worst player on the practice squad? Alright, my 3 front dudes here. I think I'm gonna cut Eric Carter, being a guard, 6'5", 6'6", 6'6". Yeah, he's the dude that is a little bit smaller than the others, so we're gonna cut him. There we go. I think now we have completed what we needed to do. I will be moving again one of the corners over onto the practice squad, and then we will be done here. Demarius Sutton, you are my man to move to the practice squad. Here we go. And now we have completed this part, and yeah, I think we've sorted the team. I'm gonna see you next week or in a moment when we take a look at the first week of the new season. So here we are, guys. It's the first week of the next regular season. We're not going to play this, but I do want to show you the team as it looks right now. I feel like we actually managed to iron out a few inconsistencies and maintain the same level while bolstering the backup players a little bit more. Now the offensive line is looking extremely familiar, absolutely unchanged for the most part. You can see all of the familiar names here. Lynch is back again, and we also have the other dude whose name I keep forgetting as an option here. Tight ends looking good. Okonkwo, we've got Temple, we've got Clancy. All of those are just super solid. The wide receivers, I have built 5 wide receivers here, and I am backfilling with Okonkwo for the time being. We might tinker with that a little bit. Josh Whyle, fullback. The running backs, we've got Bradley, McAdams, and Griffin. Here Whyle as a backup, Levis leading the charge, Kramer injured at the moment, and Baker Mayfield as the mentor. On defense, we are now looking at a team that looks like this. Again, Burris is the dude that I want to see up top. The free safety, Derrick Knox and Ty Walker. That works. Sonny Styles, we've got Taylor Colton here as the 2 working in tandem. The mid linebackers are Burris and Murray. Those are the starters with the start if trades. We've got Jalen Wilcox and Henry To'oto as the backups. Justin Patton, Jill Peoples over here. We also brought in Bosa as a backup player. You never know when you can need him. We've got Glenn Sprinkle over here, again backfilling over here as best we can with Joey Bosa. Down here on corner, we've got Dylan Fletcher, we've got Roger McCreary and Christian Fulton. Also snapped up Jalen Ramsey in free agency for $3 million, so why not? Terry and Arnold. I really think this is a competitive cornerback room. And the front 3 looking pretty much unchanged, but we do have a lot of flexibility here. Jordan Hall, Jarvis Ford, and now we've got Pittman sitting here instead of Choice. We've got Mike Parks, that's the one rookie with a hidden dev trait, Boykbe as a backup, and Adisa Isaac sitting here, and over here we've got Neil Wilcox, Adisa Isaac as his backup, and James Houston the 4th. And with that, I'm going to be ending this episode here. It's the preseason episode, it's completed. We're actually ready to kick off another season. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that, so either this will be the end of the Tennessee Titans franchise, or this will be the preseason episode ahead of the final sixth season here with this team. So far, I can only say thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It's been truly special. Thanks a lot for being around. Thanks a lot for making it special for me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do drop a like. Please subscribe and leave a comment. It's always great to read from you guys. And yeah, as always, guys, stay awesome and see you next time.